All right, welcome back to Radio Talk Takeover. I'm your host, Victor Blaze. Got my man Rashad Mitchell here, and this is Radio Talk Takeover for RadioTalkTakeover.weebly.com. Also, you can catch the show on SportsTalkWarzone.com. Also, going to be bringing the show to SportsWorldOrder.sportsblog.com. That's my own personal blog. Look for us to do some big things. We're going to try to expand and just look for us on the come up. Also, you can follow us on Google Plus if you have a Google Plus account. You follow us there. Hey, now we've dealt with the greatness of Cam Newton and the Panthers, and they just shut out the Cardinals. There was really no need in us even talking about that NFC Championship game. The more I think about it, it was more just about let's just talk about how great Cam Newton is, because that's basically what he displayed. We're gonna go into the Super Bowl part of it, and this is a little more. This is about predictions now, not reaction. So let's see. What do you foresee playing out in this 2015, 2016 Super Bowl? What is it? They playing in Santa Clara, California?
Yes, Santa Clara, California at Levi Stadium.
What's that? San Fran?
Yes, San Francisco 49. That's where they play at. Santa Clara, California.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a very interesting matchup for so many different reasons. And I usually am pretty good with predicting Super Bowl winners. This one kind of got me, though. I'm going to tell you why. Something about Carolina scares me. As great as they are, and they're great, what scares me about them is two things. Really, three things, actually. Number one, the Broncos defense. Number two, the refs. I'll be honest with you. The refs. And number three, Payton Mannings.
Yeah.
What scares me about, we already went over the refs thing. I went over my theory. What scares me about Manning, this is it for him. We all know that Payton Manning is a beast. And if he's going to throw it all out there on the line, this will be the time for him to do it. It's not like he's got another game to play after this one. I've heard rumors that he still wants to come back and play. I'm not buying into it. I think that now that he's reached the Super Bowl, if he can get this ring, he's going to walk off into the sunset. And with that being said, he's not going to hold back anything. He's going to take them shots that are necessary to numb the pain or whatever pain he's feeling in his throwing arm, and he's going to ball out. And he's going to deal with the consequences of it later. Which means this. If the Broncos defense can limit Carolina, now let's be real, they're not going to stop Cam Newton. They're not going to shut down Cam Newton. But they can limit and minimize him. And Cam said that himself. He said, there's no stopping me. what you have to do is limit what I do. If they can do that, and if Payton shows up, you may be looking at one of those situations where Payton has that last hurrah. You know, and you think about it, right? He kind of deserves it. His playoff record sucks. It's the only thing that people hold over his head. Because his regular season stats are just off the charts. But his postseason record sucks. This is that moment. And I'm telling you, as much as I want to pick Carolina, and I do, I get the same feeling that I got when Eli was going up against the Patriots in that first Super Bowl against the Patriots. And I said, for some reason, I just got that feeling. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong. Here's the last and final thing, and I'm going to let you go on. The Panthers have a problem, an issue that doesn't get talked about that much. Do you know what that problem is? I'm going to ask you, do you know what that problem is?
Oh, it's been they can't keep leads and hold leads.
Do you know what that means against, let's pretend Payton comes in and he's feeling it, and you can't hold a lead?
Yeah.
Doesn't it sound like, I mean, just be real, right? We've seen some crazy stuff in the Super Bowl. Doesn't this feel like the perfect script? Like, can't you see Carolina going up 21-0?
I don't think that. I don't think so with that.
But or 20, or let's say 28-7, or whatever, and blowing the lead.
Yeah, it's probably possible, but I think
This, yeah.
Play me. I don't. That's like, let's say, the offense of Denver turns the ball over and leads the points. I can see something like that, maybe 28-7, something like that. I don't know if the defense is gonna give up that many points.
You don't think Denver's defense is gonna give up that many points?
Yeah, I think the defense, was really, really good. Like I said, I'm not gonna get to my analysis yet, but I don't foresee like them giving up like 20 points, something like that. No.
Man, I do. Actually, yeah, I do. Against that Panthers team, yeah, the Panthers, man, when they start a game, they start a game. Okay, it takes a team a half to figure them out, man. And the Broncos ain't played the Panthers all year long. It's not like they know what they I don't know if it's the play calling or if it's just Cam Newton. I don't know what it is. That's the thing about them. No one can really figure out just what the hell it is about Carolina. They know it's Cam Newton, but is it play calling that goes with it? Because no one can really seem to stop them in that first half. It's in the second half that people start to slow them down and then they can catch up. By then, it's usually too late. And what I'm saying is, Denver's defense is, what are they ranked? Do you know?
They number 1.
Okay. So that means that if there's any team in the league that can minimize, not stop, not shut down, minimize Cam Newton, who would it be? It would be Denver. So you got the number one ranked defense going up against the league MVP. Something's got to give. And I just think that you could be looking at another one of them situations. Like, it just has storybook feel written all over it. And I don't like to, I don't know, I don't want to get too Hollywoodish. It's like hard for me to imagine Payton Manning walking off that field a loser. Like, I want you to imagine it. Like, just at this point, like, doesn't it feel like this is his now? You can tell me how what you see, but I'm not even going off of stats right now. I'm not necessarily going off of anything that I've seen. I'm going off of, it feels like Peyton's time. It just feels right. It feels right to me. Like this is how his career should end. Not because he's necessarily the best quarterback, or not because the Broncos are the best team, but just because this is how it should end. I'm just going off of that. So what my Super Bowl prediction is, I see Denver winning this game in very dramatic fashion. I see Giants Patriots type ending to the Super Bowl. I see greatest Super Bowl ever, maybe, type situation. Like you couldn't have written this in a book type situation. It's just all signs are pointing towards it. Now you can go ahead and give me what you foresee. I just want to call it. Go ahead.
Score?
Yeah, go ahead with the score.
Well, you're not going to give your prediction?
Oh, the score? I always stay in that 28 range, so I'm going to say 28-24.
20-24 Denver?
Yep. With Denver scoring a defensive touchdown or something like that.
20-24 Denver. Okay. All right. Okay. What I feel about this game is, well, number one, you look at Cam Newton. You can't let this opportunity overwhelm him. And I think when you look at what he has done, it's amazing. But this is the Super Bowl, and I just think that when you look at it, the Panthers have a very good offensive line, so they can neutralize the capabilities of Derek Wolfe, Malik Jackson, DeMarcus Ware, and Von Miller, because they can run the football pretty good against the Panthers. Against the Arizona Cardinals, the Panthers offense, they had 476 total yards. They ran for 152 rushing yards, and they passed for 324 yards for a total of 476 yards. But I think in the Super Bowl, I just think it's all about this, man. Defense wins championships. If Denver's gonna win this game, they got to do the same thing they did to Brady, not to do to Cam Newton, because Cam Newton, yes, it's going to be a difficult task because he runs and he passes, but I think they're capable. I think Wade Phillips, this defensive coordinator, will come with a great game plan and try to neutralize Newton, try to keep him in the pocket, make him a pocket passer, and he's done a great job at throwing the ball, in the pocket. Corey Brown, Ted Ginn Jr., obviously got, Greg Olsen, but I'm still not impressed with their offense because now they're going to be going up against So I think they can neutralize those receivers. And I just think defense wins championships. I think with a little Payton Manning doing his thing, I think he's gonna play very well against the Steelers. Another thing you gotta look at too is Thomas Davis, the linebacker. He hurt. He broke his left arm, I think.
I know.
Surgery. I don't know
Okay.
if you knew that.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Thomas Davis. I think he's injured. I think he said he's gonna try to play, but that's big right there. And also Luke Kuechly is very, he's a great linebacker. At his position, Josh Norman is really good. But I think when you look at the receivers of the Broncos, man, they do have Demaryius Thomas. He didn't play well. He hasn't played well in these playoffs. I think he's bound for a breakthrough, a big game in the Super Bowl. Look at Emmanuel Sanders. I mean, I think he's gonna play pretty good. Owen Daniels. I think Peyton Manning gonna play pretty good. Also, you got C.J. Anderson. I think he's gonna run pretty good. But it all comes down to the defense. I mean, let me give you the stat. The team with the number one defense in the Super Bowl that went to the Super Bowl has won the Super Bowl 9 out of 11 times. They're 9-2. So this is the number one defense against the number one scoring offense.
You can't even argue with those kind of numbers.
Yeah, man. Like a couple years ago, Seattle had the number one defense, went up against the number one offense, scoring offense and all that. Look what happened. Seattle won 43-8. And the Panthers know, again, what they've done, had a great season. They had a wonderful season, but they are surprised. Let me give you another stat. Before the season began, the Panthers were 65-1 odds, to win the Super Bowl. It's 65-1. So, in that regard, I think the slipper's not going to fit. And I just think that the way this defense has been playing, and a little of Peyton Manning, some of what the running game is going to do with C.J. Anderson, even if they're going to step up. I just like Denver in this game. I think Denver with their defense, man, defense wins championships. 9-2 when a number one defense goes against a number one offense. I got Denver in this game 24-17.
24-17. Woo.
Yeah, I think they're going to hold them in check. I think they're going to hold. I ain't going to shut down Cam, but they're going to find ways to do things, man. They're going to find ways to slow down a little bit this offense, because I just think Akeem Talib, if he's guarding, say, Ted Ginn Jr. or Corey Brown, I think they're going to find a way to take those guys out of the game. Obviously, they got to worry about Olsen. Olsen's really, really good, too. Gronk is the best. He's better than all the other tight ends. But I think with this defense, man, I just think they have enough to neutralize this offense. And I think little Peyton Manning here doing some things. Demaryius Thomas, I expect him to be like an X factor on the offense. He's due to have a big game. He's too talented to be a non-factor. And then on the offensive side, I take a look at obviously Miller. Von Miller is a great linebacker. I think like a Brandon Marshall. Like he's not a big name linebacker. I think he could do some things. T.J. Ward, a guy like him can make a difference. Derek Wolf can make a difference on that defensive line. So I just think that Denver is going to do it, man. I think they're going to beat the Carolina Panthers. Cam will be back. He's a young guy. The team will be back. Obviously, getting Kelvin Benjamin back from his injury. Don't forget, he's supposed to have been the number one guy. He got hurt. But I just think it's Denver's year, and they'll win their third Super Bowl.
It's their time.
The third Super Bowl since 1998. This will be the third Super Bowl championship. I think it's their time. But no, I think man is going to go out with a storybook ending as a Super Bowl champion for the second time.
I think we're both right on that. I think we're both pretty much agreeing on that. Our only difference is really mainly the score. You're saying 24-17. I'm saying 28-24.
Yeah, this think that's gonna be the case because I mean, people gonna get caught. You know, we'll see. Like the analysts.
I think Von Miller's gonna have
Yeah,
a big say so in this game.
yeah, because he's so fast, man. You can't, you know.
I think that he could be the problem for Cam.
Yeah, yeah, because you can't study that on film and just practice against some guy like him, man. When you see him, they gotta worry about that, man. Yes, Cam is a threat, but
Yeah.
Carolina, they gotta worry about protecting Cam and then with Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware. He's a Hall of Famer too.
Right,
So,
and that's something you really, and like I said, this is the Super Bowl, so you know you take a guy like Ware, you know he wants that ring bad. You're gonna get the best out of these guys, and that's the difference between regular season games. You're not gonna. You're gonna get DeMarcus Ware with everything that he has. You're gonna get Von Miller with everything that he has, and I'm not taking away. Again, I'm not trying to take away from Carolina. If Carolina wins, so be it. They could be the dynasty of all dynasties. I don't know, but
hard to do in today's league. But yeah, you possibly, but again, they gotta stay healthy and all that, and got a young quarterback that's gonna grow. But I just think it's Denver's time, man. I think Payton's gonna go out on a great note. I think he's gonna sweep Tiger. This would be a good time to do that. You don't have nothing to prove to nobody, so I think again, Denver, this guy has that defense, and I think what they can do to Brady, they can definitely do to Newton. They can just keep him in the pocket, get after him, and just keep him from.
And that's where Von Miller comes in at.
Yeah.
I think that's where Miller comes in at. I think that when Cam goes to scramble up the middle, Miller will be there, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, where do I go now?" I mean, I could be wrong. Cam could light it up. Who knows? But I don't. I feel like. Remember when the Falcons beat the Panthers? The Falcons, what they did was they limited Newton. They didn't go in there and destroy him.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to do.
Yeah, you're not going to shut him down. You're going to get his, but you just got to neutralize him somewhat.
Right.
And again, they're scoring a lot of points too. I mean, again, they scored 31 points against Seattle, and they scored 49 points against Arizona.
Right. If you could bring that number down,
I think they're gonna bring it to 17.
I can't say 17. I would give them at least 21. And I'll give them at least 21 because Carolina has a great defense also.
Thomas Davis, Luke Kuechly, Norman, Jared Allen. You can't forget him. He's possibly could be in the Hall of Fame. Man, he's a great defensive lineman himself. Charles Johnson. They have to respect their defense, but you could do some things against them. Like I said, Demarius Thomas, and he's a guy that's got to step up because he got so much physical talent. He can definitely, break out and have a big game in Emmanuel Sanders. So I just think Payton, the combination of him, the C.J. Anderson running the ball, and the running backs are not that big name. Jonathan Stewart is not a big name. He's been around quite some time. And C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman, these running backs are not that big name. They aren't going to get a lot of attention, but they could be an X factor. You never know.
True.
And suppose you can have an unknown, unsung hero. Look at Malcolm Butler, making that interception against Seattle last year. So anybody can be like an X factor. That's a guy that people not talking about. Could be an X factor. But I just think it's never signed that defense wins championships. That's not a cliche. Super Bowl history. There's been 11 matchups with the team with the number one defense against the number one offense, and 9 times the team with the defense that's number one has won the Super Bowl.
Now, we got 5 minutes, right? I told you the hour would go by fast. If the Panthers win, what does this do to the NFL? I mean, because it's one thing for Russell Wilson to win the Super Bowl. It's another thing for Cam to win it.
Okay, I think that it's going to be a major deal for Cam Newton because his stock as a quarterback will continue to rise higher and higher.
But do you think that it would? Do you think it would be like a shift, a difference in the way that they look at scrambling quarterbacks like Cam?
Absolutely, because he will show that a dual threat quarterback can win a Super Bowl. Okay, Russell Wilson is similar to that, but the way Cam does it is kind of different.
Right.
He's a big and strong, and he got the size and the arm and all that. But I think, yeah, he'll definitely silence the critics or whatever. And again, like I said, he's going to be the heir apparent.
I get the feeling like he would be the what's the word? Like he would be like redemption for quarterbacks like Michael Vick, And I say that I'm saying that because people would always point to the fact that this guy he doesn't know if he wants to run it or if he wants to throw it. And I think that if Cam wins it, he could be the Michael Jordan of this league.
Oh yeah, like a Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
But with that, more than Michael Jordan because
it's more like a Magic Johnson type feel.
Smiling. He's celebrating all the time. Again, this is gonna be interesting because again, there's a lot of pressure on him.
Now, not to cut you off, but you just gave me a thought when you said that. Could that be? I mean, could this more like we're saying? We just got finished breaking down why the Broncos is going to win. Not to be hypocritical, but could this be the shift in the NFL? Could this be the moment? I mean, that changes the NFL forever as far as quarterbacks are concerned. Because remember, Russell Wilson just was in the Super Bowl last year, and the year before that, he won it.
Yeah.
So that if you go, think about that now.
Yeah, with the dual threat.
And 3 years in a row?
Yeah, dual threat quarterbacks have been in the Super Bowl and doing their thing.
And if Cam wins it?
Don't forget Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
Against the Ravens.
That's right. So that's going back. That was what? So that's 4 years.
Yeah, so it's a changing of the guard. The dual threat quarterback is going to be the featured quarterback. The center stage of a quarterback is going to be on the dual threat.
So they're going to be looking for the quarterbacks coming out of college to do more than just step back and throw.
Yeah, you got to run. You got to scramble. You got to run around a little bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a change. It's going to be fun, but I think Denver is going to win the Super Bowl. Denver will be back.
It didn't shake up your pick, though.
Man, with Denver. Defense wins championships, man. I gave the stats, man. That's 9-2 in the Super Bowl. No one ranked defense with Super Bowl team wins Super Bowl 9 out of 11 times. So that's how they do it.
Whew. Oh man. Well, we're getting ready to run up on time. It's been fun. Man, that hour go by so fast. I'm not lying. I never in radio, all the shows I do, I never had hours that go by this quick. But yeah, this is Victor Blaze and Rashad Mitchell for Radio Talk Takeover.weebly.com. We got more updates. I'm gonna try to update the site tonight. And hey, we're gonna be coming back to you for more. Stay tuned.